Hi traders, this is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for the 20th of June. All right, now the major news, there's been no sort of escalation of the US trade tariffs on China. All of Trump's talk yesterday was more about, keep scaring them or trying to push them into a corner. Now the market's reacted. Obviously we saw dollar yen take a nosedive down through 110.40. That was the key entry point. Now the rest of it, there's a bit of a trend line here around 110, just above 110 the figure. Now it's come back in, right? Because it was all talk, right? But what we've got is a situation where geopolitical events, this is very important to understand this, can give the currencies very clear short-term direction. Aussie lower, okay, Kiwi lower. We saw Euro sort of dive a bit as well. And then also Sterling's lower. Now, dollar CAD is slowly rising as oil sort of trades sideways. But what this does is, and this is what you get during the geopolitical events, is potential false breaks. You can see here on Euro, a bit of a false break on the downside through that support line, and we're just getting the one on the top side here now as well. I think we can see a stop loss run to the top side here, short term in the Aussie, potentially in the Kiwi as well. Sterling's got a bit more work to do, but these four currency pairs are, to me, this momentum, the whole move down, right, which they have been sort of drifting lower with the strong US dollar sentiment. This last part of the move is all false, right? It's all on the back of Trump. So just be aware we may see things kick around a bit. And where you're going to see that more so is if I just bring you across here, have a look at the yen crosses. They are sort of set up. We had that move down, as I said yesterday, in dollar yen. Okay, that's the move on the geopolitical announcement. Now, this is the retracement. Now, this sets up the yen crosses. Everyone's got piled in short. We've got potential false breaks or breaks again on the top side here across a number of these yen crosses. So just keep an eye on this, because if nothing happens over the next 24 hours, I'd say with regards to Trump, if he doesn't start beating his own chest again, dollar yen will break back above this key level here, up around 110 again, and you'll see all these crosses. It's particularly the yen crosses, because that's the major activity. The whole safe haven play with dollar yen. I expect all of these to bounce back, right? And it's going to get a little bit loose. So just be aware. That's the situation we've got at the moment. Now you can sort of see this a little bit better if I just bring up the MyFX Trading Hub page. Now, just note again, obviously we've had another round of trading, and we do have the equity markets. The Dow closed down 1%. Now that gives us a bit of a lead in. The Nikkei is due to open up 30 points up, and I'll show you that in a second. But that's where we are, okay? But that's yesterday. Now today's a new day, and if you come back and have a look through what we've got here, now coming up for this trading day, there's a couple of things to sort of take note of. Okay, first of all, trading conditions. Yeah, it's actually not too bad, but the little bit of cloud in the market is Trump, right? And that whole threat yesterday is still hanging in the market. As far as economic data, it still doesn't really kick off until Thursday's trading, and that includes the Kiwi GDP and all, the Swiss National Bank, the Bank of England rate decision, and a few other things. So coming up, we've got US crude oil inventories. That'll be important for dollar CAD. But if we come back down here, if I just scroll down, I just want to show you what I was talking about with those technical levels. What you get on the daily analysis, right? This is where you have to really sort of be objective about what's going on. Now, technically, yeah, we've got some sell decisions here. I mean, we've got some sell signals. Euro, it's breaking down. The dailies hasn't quite broken down the dailies. Sterling's broken down on all time zones, as has time frames, as has the Aussie. Now, they look good technically, but don't forget the push down here, especially the last part of the push through the daily and hourly charts, is a geopolitical situation. We don't have really any major fundamental drivers. All it is the geopolitical situation, and that can change on a dime. All right, so then you come back down through the rest of the currencies. Dollar CAD, it's got a mind of its own. It's up in the middle of nowhere. It's a very tough trade, but it does look like it's still going up. but there just doesn't seem to be any entry levels. And the dollar index, it's found some solid footing and is continuing to slowly grind higher. All right, so that's where we are with the majors, and that's where I can see things going from here. I think, as I said, the major potential opportunity, or what you should be aware of, is a potential false break to the top side on a number of these majors. You can just start to see the Aussie starting to tweak here, and I would expect the Kiwi to go with it, right? So just keep an eye on this. Euro's already starting to go. It gets above 116 the figure, it'll probably pop. It should take sterling with it, and I think Aussie and Kiwi pop to the top side as well. And you can see here as well, dollar yen starting to sneak higher there as well. All right, so what does that set us up for? If you just come back and have a look at the dollar index, all right, and this is what I was saying, the Nikkei due to open up 30 points up. Now that's brushing off the 1% down from the Dow. We will have to wait and watch the Nikkei very closely. This is where the Asian session really comes alive, when there's geopolitical events going on. And as you saw yesterday, it started off as a bit of a trickle, bit of a technical break of the cloud, and then all of a sudden it collapsed. But that's all done. It's all behind us. The dollar index, as you can see, broke higher late last week, now trading sideways and then up again. So the dollar itself is making a very slow, gradual up, like a bit of a stepping stone up towards higher levels. And fundamentally, it deserves to be up there. So what we got to do today is just focus on, focus on these technical levels. Okay, just understand the sentiment may not necessarily be really true, because it is based on the geopolitical situations. We will keep you very much informed of any updates from Trump, but that's where we are. Okay, the market, the currencies are clear, the levels are somewhat clear. We just need some clarity around this geopolitical issue, and then we'll get some trades going. I've still got a bit of a sell bias here in the Aussie, a little bit higher. I'll be updating that. I think there's a chance we could see the Aussie pop up to that level, but I will sort of do that through the Asian day. Wait till we see if there's any more data. As I said, I think the major opportunities going forward today are definitely going to be on the potentially on the yen crosses, dollar yen crosses. Focus on those if there is anything out of Trump, or on the other side of the fence, obviously China. If they come back and retaliate, well then dollar yen's going to crap out again, and you'll get another run down on those yen crosses. And that's what we're looking for in the Asian session. The European and North American sessions, there's this central bank summit in Portugal where all the central banks heads are getting together and having a bit of discussion about central bank world. I think it's a bit of a beat your chest thing. I haven't put it up as a major event on the upcoming events. Just be aware it's there, but the central bankers generally aren't there to ruffle the markets. They're there to calm them down. So I don't expect anything crazy out of those guys, and that's where we are. All right, guys, that's it for me for today's FX Market Insight. Plenty of opportunity. I'll be watching the news pages very closely and keeping an eye out for old Donald. He is a potential, wrecking ball, and we'll watch that as we go along. All right, guys, we'll see you in the trade zone. Catch you later on. Cheerio.